So guys, I'm going to show you back in the video. Today's video is my random protagonist wheel. So Shane, Daryl, Merle. There are standbys later on. Daryl, Merle, Carol, Ed, Sophia, Andrea, Amy, Tito, Jackie, Andrea, Amy, T-Dog, Jackie, Jim, Jackie, Jim, Morales, Miranda, Morales, Miranda, Luis, Eliza, Dale, and Glenn. 20 characters in season 1. So, for 20 characters in season 1, we got a spin for our protagonist. So if it's Rick, it's still Rick. And if it's Shane, it's Shane. If it's Glenn, it's Glenn. And just a random T-Dog. Just a random one there. If it's Ed, then it's Ed. We'll also spin the wheel for a young child character for the person to look after. So, for example, if it's Lewis, he's immune for all seasons, because I just don't like the call death killing off the main character's child. And so we are going to keep this character who's going to be trained by the protagonist to become their successor. So they'll take the call storyline. Now, if it lands on Glenn, for example, and he doesn't have love interest in season 1, we can make an interesting storyline saying, well, he gets with Maggie, and this person can have an attraction to Glenn and be jealous of the Glenn and Maggie dynamic. So I guess that can work. So, now out of the way, let's spin for our protagonist. Now, we are going to make another wheel for the child. We'll quickly just add a second wheel, just in case we might need, you never know, you could need a second wheel. So I've got my notes open, and this is the wheel. So who is our protagonist? Who is in charge of this group? Noah. Oh no. So Laurie is our protagonist of the story. So Laurie is our protagonist. This is going to make a lot of people mad. So we will give Laurie immunity, and because he's Carl, we will also give Carl immunity, since Laurie is the protagonist. Now, Rick and Shane, they will be immune until season 2. So, season 2, and Shane season 2. Okay, so we got a spin. So in this timeline, who gets chained to the rooftop? Who ends up getting chained by Laurie? So in this timeline, we'll make this work, okay? Why? So in this timeline, Laurie gets shot basically in the line of duty. So she comes to save Rick, but instead of Rick getting shot, it's actually Laurie. And Rick starts freaking out. So Rick and Shane, they get Carl out of the city. But there's no drama between Rick and Shane, because Rick never gets shot. So Laurie comes back, and Eliza gets chained to the rooftop. So Eliza returns in Woodbury, and we've discovered that we've chained Eliza. So now we have that out of the way, we've got to talk about who gets kidnapped. Okay, so we don't need to do the child spin, since we already have a child character being Carl. So Carl just gets automatic immunity. So who gets kidnapped by the Vatos gang? So this character is kidnapped and will be immune. So Laurie has to save them, okay? So Laurie. Okay, so Glenn. Okay, so in this timeline, it's Carol. So Glenn still saves Laurie like she does Rick in the TV show, right? So Glenn still saves Laurie. But we gotta go save Carol. And we take Rick, Laurie, and Glenn with us. But we don't take Daryl, since Daryl and Merle aren't chained to the rooftop. So there's no reason for Daryl to go. Now the question is, who gets the first death. So does Guimero join the group? Does Guimero join? Heads, yes. Tails, Guimero does. Like normal. So Guimero will join the group. Okay, so who gets the Dale death? I'm sorry, not the Dale death. Who gets the Ed death? Who comes out their tent? Oh no, 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 no. Why? Why Louis? Louis Morales? What? I think it's Louis. So Louis Morales comes out of his tent and gets eaten. So that's already pretty dark for our characters. So we need to add Guimero to the wheel. So that's already really dark, alright? So the Whisperers is for the Whisperer arc later on. So I'm gonna delete that for now because we don't need the Whisperer arc. So I've made a tier for the Saviors and Woodbury, but that is important when who leaves with their family, and they'll be added to that tier. That's the reason those two tiers are there. So Morales Louis gets killed. So who is it that gets the Amy death? And it can't be Carl because Carl's immune for all seasons, but it can be Rick or Shane. We will allow it to be Rick or Shane. No. A lot of people are going to be annoyed with that. So T-Dog comes out of the bathroom and he comes out and he gets his arm beaten. So who gets left by a tree and eventually gets the gym death? So who gets the gym death? Oh, no. Oh, it's Daryl. No, that's it's Andrea. Okay. So Andrea gets left by a tree in this version, and Amy's not able to put her down, so I guess we can do that. So Dr. Jenner locks us in season 1. So we have to talk about who leaves to find family just before we get to the CDC. So who leaves to find family? Now it can't be Laurie. Okay, so Dale just goes off by himself. So Dale saved Amy, but we'll just say Dale goes off by himself. So Dale goes off to find family in this timeline, because Dale doesn't have anyone close to him. I mean, technically you could say Amy, but Amy's like not a family member. So like in these videos when I'm doing it, if it's Ed and Sophia, then Ed and Carol, then Ed and Sophia and Carol leave. If it was Glenn, then he just goes off by himself because he is not with Maggie at this point. And if it's Morales and Miranda, they just go off. So they've lost both of their children. So that's really sad. Eliza got chained to the rooftop and Lewis got killed. So Lewis got killed in the battle. So who gets the Jackie death? Who ends up deciding to stay behind? After this confrontation, somebody stays in the CDC. Right, so who is it? Oh, no. No. So it's Shane. In this timeline, Shane ends up giving up. I guess that makes sense, though. Shane's got nothing to live. So maybe in this timeline, Shane tackles Dr. Jenner and says, Rick, go, Laurie, go. And I guess Judith can still exist, right? So Judith still exists. And Laurie gets him and is like, we gotta go. And when Rick's like, we gotta get Shane. And as the place blows up, they realise Shane's been left behind. And rather than Shane just giving up, he sacrifices himself, which I think is very satisfying for Shane. So we lose Shane. Alright, so Shane has been our season finale death. Alright. So now we're on season 2, and already we have to add the farm. So we got to add Herschel, Beth, Maggie, Jimmy, Otis, Patricia. Okay. So who gets missing on the highway? And then we'll do a second wheel to talk about who is the shooter that kills someone in our team. Well, yes, so Dr. Jenner, I was thinking to do a dice roll for the CDC, but I just don't like the CDC arc, so I'm not going to do that. Anyway, let's talk about the farm. Now, we will do from season 2 onwards how many people die when they join extra deaths, so I might do that from season 2 onward. Maybe season 3, right, for the prison, because I think prison specifically would be quite interesting. So, who goes missing on the highway? So who goes missing on the highway? Alright, so So who goes missing? Oh no, Guimero. He just came back too, so I think Guimeros are pretty satisfying. So Guimero goes missing on the highway, and who gets shot? Now, Carl gets shot in this version. It could still very much be Carl. Okay, Carl could still get shot. So Judith, Rory's pregnant. Miranda. Okay, so Miranda Morales gets shot here. So in this timeline, Miranda Morales gets shot in the eye. Gets shot. So she gets the Carl treatment. She gets shot. And the question is, who shot Miranda? So who shot Miranda? Okay. So we got Beth. We got Beth, Maggie, Otis, Jimmy, Patricia, and we got Beth, Maggie, Otis. So we got Otis, Beth, Maggie, Patricia, and Herschel. So this character will also get the Otis death, okay? So who is it that who shoots oh no. Jimmy. So Jimmy ends up shooting Miranda. Alright. So Jimmy shoots Miranda. Now. Alright, so the question is who gets the so this is our season 2 notes, okay? So in season 2 we have the Otis death. Now the question is who will kill Otis? We got Otis, Beth, Rick, who's still here, Lori, Carl, Daryl, Merle. So this character will become our Shane. Ed, Sophia, Carol, Amy, Jackie, Jim. So Jackie, Jim. Who else? Jackie, Jim, Morales, Glenn. That's it. So that's our cast. So we have 18 people, just to make sure. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Who are we missing then? Right. So Otis. We got Otis, Maggie. So Jimmy is going to die. We'll put Jimmy here for now, because Jimmy's going to die. So I didn't add Jimmy to the wheel because he's going to get the Otis stuff. So Patricia, Herschel. Beth, Rick, Lori, Carl, Daryl, yeah, Merle, Ed, Sophia, Carol, Amy, Jackie, Jim Morales, Glenn. Oh yeah, Miranda. I didn't have Miranda. So Miranda will go due back as well. So Miranda. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. So Jimmy is getting the Otis death. Now who kills Jimmy in this version? Now it'd be cool if it was like Lori or something. So let's see who goes on a supply run and kills her. Oh, some Merle. Merle is our Shane, okay? So Merle wants to take over the group. And Merle goes, I'm sorry. And he shoots Jimmy in the leg. So Merle is our Shane. So maybe in this timeline, rather than being obsessed with Lori, let's say that Merle has a crush on Lori in this version. Or he thinks that he can lead the group better than Lori, right? So we'll say that. Now, eventually, we get to the Sophia death. So Lori ends up putting down Sophia. So we lose Guimero. And we have got to talk about now the bar fight. So we have the Dale death, right? So who gets the Dale death? So who ends up trying to convince everyone killing Randall was wrong? And if it's Merle, we'll make it work. Oh no, it's Morales. So Morales loses. Morales dies. So Morales. Okay, I can make this work. So in this timeline, Morales goes to Merle and he tries to convince everyone that killing Randall's wrong. We can't kill someone. Is this who we are? Our humanity? because Dale's not here, right? So we've lost Dale. Morales takes Dale's position. Miranda is recovering, and Morales is like, he's lost his son. So maybe he sees, I don't know, maybe he sees Randall's like a little Lewis or something. And he goes, if we do this, we're no good as he is. And Rick's like, yeah, but he attacked first. And Laurie's like, we have to do this. I'm sorry, Morales. And then Morales gets killed. Now, who puts Morales down? Who says, sorry, brother? The Daryl line. Who says Morales? Who kills Morales? All right, so who kills Morales? Oh, it's Carol. Ooh, Jim. So Jim says, sorry, brother, and Jim puts him down. Maybe in this timeline, Jim was trying to find Guimero. So Glenn and Maggie are still a couple. Patricia and Otis are a couple. So now we have to talk about the Randall incident. So Merle kills Randall. Now we will remove Merle from the wheel because at this point Merle has become our Shane. And Laurie will be lured in by Merle to kill her. So we have Carol, right? So we have Merle. Got 17. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So let's take out Merle a sec. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Okay, so the question is, who shoots zombie Merle? And it would make sense for it to be Carl, okay? So Carl needs to shoot Merle. So Merle, I'm going to say Carl kills zombie Merle. And he saves his mom, similar to how he saves his dad. So that way this still works. So who gets the Jimmy death? Right, so we have 2 people that kills. And we'll flip a coin on the Guimero stuff. Oh, no. No. I'm glad that it wasn't then, but Jim gets... So Jim is getting in the RV and gets killed. So in this time, Mandela left his RV. Now the question is, who gets the Patricia death? Now, obviously, we'll make this work if it works. Oh, no. It's Carol. No. So Carol gets killed here. So how many extra people will die here? 1 extra person. So somebody else will die. And then somebody else gets separated, okay? So this is the Guimero death. Now, I know he dies before season 2. We should have done it on the highway, but... No! No! Maggie. Oh, I hate that. I seriously hate that. I love Maggie as well. But do I allow myself a veto? Do I give Maggie the benefit of the doubt and say, head she lives, tails she escapes, and she joins Michonne? Right. No, Maggie dies. So Maggie dies. Now who gets separated from the group? So who ends up joining Michonne? And from now on, guys, if Guimero joins the group, we'll have somebody die on the highway. Oh, no. Also, Herschel. Okay. I guess that works. So in this timeline, Herschel gets separated and he joins Michonne. Okay. So Herschel joins Michonne. And they will both eventually join Woodbury. So we have Eliza at this point. We've been introduced to Eliza. I'm sorry, we'll just, yeah. So season 3 is the prison, right? So we meet the prison. And we got the big tiny death. So Herschel it can't be. Big tiny, Oscar, and who else? Axel. So they join the group. We'll have Michonne as well. And then we'll talk about, does Tyrese and Sasha join? Because they left in the original, so we'll flip a coin, right? If so we'll make this work. So Judith is not yet born. So Thomas, we got to add Thomas, guys. We got to add Thomas, okay? So the question is, who gets the big tiny death? Now, if it's someone big like Rick, oh, this will annoy me so much. Rick's still here, dude. That's pretty cool. Oh, okay, it's Amy. Okay. Stop. Yeah, it's Amy. Okay. So to be fair, Amy had a good run, so she gets the big tiny death, and then Thomas gets killed by Laurie. So I guess Rick in this version's just kind of been in the background. I don't know what Rick's been doing for the entire time, but who kills? So next up, I just want to make sure we got all the deaths correctly. Here it is, the T-Dog death, okay? So who gets the T-Dog death after sacrificing themselves? Now Laurie's going to still give birth in the Oh, I forgot who gets bitten. So this one's who gets bitten, okay? Miranda Morales? Okay, we'll say Miranda gets bitten. And this is the bite, okay? So Miranda gets one leg Miranda. So Miranda gets bit, but who gets the T-Dog death? So Miranda gets bitten and they cut her leg off. Oh no, no. So Sophia sacrifices herself. So she ends up dying. Now who does she save? I think it would be ironic if it was Ed. But let's see. Oh no, I was still... Okay, for a second there I thought it was going to go to Ed. I was just joking when I said Ed. But Oscar, she saves Oscar. So Sophia, Oscar's immune. So the question is, who gets the Laurie death? So Laurie is still pregnant, right? But in this timeline, it's actually, would she get pregnant? Yeah, she would. But instead of it being changed, it's Rick's. So we'll just say that, okay? So who gets the Laurie death? And it can't be Laurie. Laurie survives her pregnancy in this timeline. It's Glenn? What? So in this timeline, when Laurie gave birth, Glenn was there, right? But Glenn knew that Laurie wasn't going to get out. So we're going to add Judith to the wheel. Baby Judith. Hopefully nothing happens to Jude. I'm going to give Judith immunity as well. I'm going to give her immunity as well. Because she's Laurie's kid. And I feel like getting rid of Laurie's children, it's not going to I just don't like the main character's children dying, so we're going to give them Judith immunity as well. So in this timeline, Glenn sacrifices himself to save Laurie, so he gets devoured by walkers when they're trying to escape back from the prison. So I forgot to do the Andrew death. Who kills Andrew? Now it can't obviously be Glenn. Can it be Glenn? We'll put Glenn on the wheel, because even though Glenn dies, maybe we can make this work. So maybe we can make this work if Glenn... Okay, so who gets the... Ooh, so Oscar kills... Oh, Jackie does it. Oh, Jackie ends up... So Oscar kills... Oh, we gotta move Glenn, so bye Glenn. So sad. My boy doesn't even get that far. So Laurie would say to Daryl, tell that to the frogs, and Daryl would just kind of hump off. He'd be really annoyed, because, remember... last season, Laurie had her tatership speech, and Daryl's brother got killed. So I guess this is a rift between Laurie and Daryl. So we already have all the prisoners. Now the question is, there is actually the Dwayne death. Now does Dwayne survive? Heads yes, tails no. Heads yes. So Dwayne is alive in this timeline. So Dwayne will come back in season 8. Technically season 6, but they're not really doing anything. So now we have to talk about the male death. Who ends up sacrificing themselves and gets the male death, alright? So Eliza, we got Eliza to the wheel. Did we add Eliza? Miranda, Big Tiny, Eliza, Ed, Sophia. Who gets the Eliza? Oh, the Merle death. So... Ah, no. You know what? I love it, though. I'm not going to lie. I do love... Oh, did I forget someone? Did I forget someone? I felt like I forgot someone. Oh, the Axel death. Oh, Axel's death. So, who gets the Axel death? So, it's Miranda. So, Miranda gets the Axel death. She gets shot in the head. Only after reuniting with her mother as well. That's really sad. So... who gets the Merle death? Now, if this is Eliza, this will actually work really well, okay? Oh, it's Beth! So this is awesome. So Beth ends up getting the Merle death. So in this timeline, Beth's lost her sister, she lost Patricia, and she's lost Jimmy. And Beth's like, screw this. I'm going to go out and take out the governor. But when she gets found, Beth ends up coming back as a walker. So the question is, who kills Zombie Beth? Now, it would make sense for it to be the other character. Now, Carl's story is very much the same. But, oh, it's Laurie. So Laurie kills Beth. And Herschel's like, Beth's like, Laurie's becoming pretty cool. I'm not going to lie in this version. So Laurie says to Herschel, give me the gun, Herschel. I'll take care of this. And she shoots Zombie Beth. And Beth dies. So that's the end. But before we have season 3 finale, we got to talk about who gets the Andrea death. So the Andrea death, the final death of the season, okay? Are you ready? Who gets the Andrea death? Okay, this is going to be interesting. Who gets the Andrea death? Oh, no. No. My boy, Big Tiny. Okay, so that kind of works pretty cool, actually. So in this timeline, the governor kidnaps Big Tiny after he tries to kidnap Carl, okay, and Judith. And Big Tiny's like, no, you're not taking those kids. And the governor gets Milton killed like in cannon, so he can still kill off Milton. And Big Tiny ends up dying. Now, the question is, does Schumpeter and Hamburg finally join the prison here in the time skip? So we'll do a dice roll. So odds, yes. Evens, no. Yes! So Schumpeter joins. Heads, yes. Hamburg joins. Tails, no. He dies off screen. So Hamburg and Schumpeter. So Hamburg, Schumpeter join the prison. So already we have the legendary Hamburg and Schumpeter. So Martinez, does he join the prison or does he die like cannon? So let's flip a coin to see if Martinez joins. Heads yes, tails no. Okay, so Martinez is also in our group. So we have Martinez, who also joins the group. Okay, so Martinez joins the governor, and now we got to add our characters. We got to add Karen, Sasha, Tyrese. So we have Karen, Sasha, Tyrese, Zach, Bob, Lizzie, Mika, and Lily. Oh yeah, so we don't actually add Lily and Tara yet. Okay, so we don't actually add those guys yet. So Lily and Tara still join. Okay, so in season 4, this is becoming interesting, right? So season 4, at this point, Laurie has raised Judith, and she's like getting on pretty well. Carl is becoming pretty cool, and Rick, and Eliza's still here. But Daryl doesn't like Eliza because of Patricia. But I feel like as time's gone on, Daryl's kind of grown softer to her, in the sense like he's growing a little bit of a bond with her, right? And Ed is just still there. I guess Sophia and Carol both died, so Ed's just kind of there. And in this timeline, we'll say that Liza's raised by Daryl. Rick is still raising his entire family, so Rick's a pretty happy fellow. Sasha and Tyrese is chill. Lizzie and Mika don't have Carol, so who's all equivalent to Carol? So Karen and Tyrese are here. I guess Sasha, we can have Sasha raise Lizzie and Mika, so that'd be pretty cool. Okay, so the question is, who gets the iconic, well, not iconic, but who gets the Zach death, right? So who gets the Zach death? So who gets the Zach death? So who gets the Zach death? Who gets killed on supply run? Oh no. No. So in this timeline, it's Jackie who gets killed on the supply run. And maybe Bob still gets his drink and Jackie gets killed. So that's kind of sad. Schumpeter is like, no, Jackie. So Schumpeter's pretty sad about that. But Laurie gets pretty devastated when she finds out her friend Jackie was killed. So that's that. So we have the Patrick death, right? So this is the guy who gets sick. Now the question is, who gets sick in the prison? So who gets the Patrick death? Now, we'll keep Lizzie Mika's father's death the same. Oh, no. 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 I hate that. I hate that for Tyrese, bro. So Tyrese gets sick and ends up dying. So now we have the Tyrese situation. Who gets the Karen death? Who ends up getting burned? And David. So 2 people will get burned. Right, 2 people. Who gets the Karen death? Now, we never knew David, so... Okay, so Zach gets the Karen death. So Zach ends up getting the Karen death. So we lose Zach. Now, who did it? Whoever did this is going to be kicked out and join back at Terminus. Now, if it's someone like Carl, this is going to be pretty tragic for Laurie to throw out of the prison. Shumpert. Yes, it's Shumpert. Okay, I love this. So in this timeline, Shumpert actually burns the bodies, and he burns Zach, and then Laurie is like to Shumpert. I get why you did it, Shump, but if it was me and my kids and they were sick, would you have done the same? And then she's like, you know what, get out of here, Shumpert. You're not coming back to this prison. And Shumpert starts crying, and, you know, it's an emotional goodbye. And Shumpert returns in Terminus. Shumpert saves the group, alright? I think that's a sick character to do this. I mean, it makes sense. Shumpert's just a season 1 character. Okay, so we already lost Shumpert. And we have the next character. So Shumpert was confirmed dead. And we got the Cesar Martinez was confirmed. Right, so the governor attacked someone. So we're going to do the Martinez and Shumpert deaths. So 2 people. So Shump, he's not here. So we're going to say somebody gets shot as a warning shot before the governor attacks, which is the Martinez death. So the question is, who does the governor kill? So who gets the decapitated, the head off? Who loses their head? Who gets the Herschel death? Oh no. Okay, it can't be Judith. Judith's immune for all 8 seasons. For all 11 seasons. Judith has immunity, so it can't be Judith. Alright, so we've saved Judith. Whew. Okay, it can't be Laurie either. Laurie's immune. Oh, Daryl? What? Okay, so Daryl ends up, Laurie's like, we can all change. And then, you know, Governor calls her, liar. And then she cuts Daryl's head off. That would be a satisfying kill. Like, that would be such a shocking kill as well. Because, like, Daryl was a big character. Like, he was just raising Eliza. And Eliza's like, no! And 1, 2, so we added them. Now, how many people get killed in the battle with the governor, right? So we lose Martinez and Shumpert were confirmed. So how many people get killed in this fight? So 6 people. Oof. So we already lost Herschel. So 5 extra people get killed, right? So who are the 5 people that got killed in this finale? Now, it can't be Shumpert. It can't be Shumpert because he's been kicked out of the prison. Also, 3 extra people, actually. Karen. Okay, Karen. No. Because the reason I say 3 is because, well, we have the Lily death. So, yeah. So we lose Karen in the prison. So Karen dies, but she just dies later. So Karen gets shot. Okay. So who's the next person? The next person, and then we'll talk about, you know, that's 2. Oh, no. No. Eliza was getting such a cool arc as well. That sucks. That sucks. I hate that. I hate that so much. Eliza's becoming so cool, too. Oh, no. Otis. No. Okay, so it's Oscar. Oscar was pretty big. That's it. Oscar's getting a big character. So already we have 2, 4. So we need 1 more death, right? So we need 1 more person to be killed in the battle in Woodbury. Oh. Okay, so we'll keep Lily's death the same because she died, right? So Lily is actually killed because I don't think it makes sense for the governor to just kill Lily. So we're going to talk about who kills the governor. So who stabs the governor in the back? Now, it's actually not Laurie. So Laurie is fighting the governor, but we're going to talk, if Laurie does it, we'll say Laurie kills the governor successfully. Alright, so Herschel is killing the governor. Herschel comes up behind him, kills the governor. Nice job, Herschel. Nice job. So, in this timeline, what happens in this version is, Laurie gets Carl and says, don't turn back, Carl, don't look back. And Hamburg is the one to have Judith instead of Tyrese, because in this version, we've already lost this character. I guess this makes sense, though, if you kill extra people. So Lily gets her canon death because I think it just makes the most logical sense. And who kills Lizzie and Mika? So we got Lizzie and Mika, right? Okay. And Mika is still going to die. Unfortunately, I'm going to still lose Mika. We're still going to lose Lizzie, but the question is, who puts down Lizzie and Mika? Now, I think it makes sense for it to be Schumpert, but let's see what the wheel decides. We've got Abraham as well. So we've got Abraham, Rosita, and we got Eugene. So we got to add them to the wheel, and we got to go 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and of course, who is it that kills Lizzie? Ooh, so Bob ends up killing Lizzie. So in this timeline, Schumpert, after burning the bodies, is not able to do it. He can't force himself. Unlike Carol, Schumpert. Okay, so in this timeline, Schumpert is not able to do it, and as Schumpert's about to pull the trigger, where's Schumpert? So as Schumpert is about to pull the trigger, Bob ends up just doing it for him. So now we have the Claimer. Who rips the Claimer's neck out in the season 4 finale, right? So who ends up killing the Claimer? Now it makes sense for it to be someone like Abraham or Laurie. Now Laurie originally did this, so I don't want to change this one. So we'll say that the Claimer still dies, but it's Laurie who ends up ripping his neck out. That would be pretty sick. So Laurie does it. All right. So we're on season 5, and now we have to talk about season 5, which is, so season 5, we have Sam death, and that's it. So we got the Sam death. Now, Schumpert is going to save the group. So somebody's going to die in terminus, but Schumpert's going to save us. So we have Schumpert. So Schumpert is our hero and our savior. So in this version, Schumpert doesn't come back to help the group. He only saves them in terminus. We'll say in this version, he only saves us in terminus. That way we have a shocking value. And everyone thinks that Schumpert is dead. So everyone thinks, oh, Schumpert was such a cool character. It's a shame that he died. Surprise, he's not. He's actually alive. He saves us in terminus. So it's genius. So Schumpert, of course, returns. Now, season 5. Where's my season 5 kills? There we are. So, who gets the Sam death? Now, it cannot be Schumpert. For one time, I'll give Schumpert immunity, okay? Schumpert has immunity. So, who gets killed? Why Abraham? Why? That feels so unfair, though. Abraham gets the Sam death. Imagine this, right? He just joined our group as well. That's so sad. So we lose Abraham in terminus. So Abraham dies. I know Sam's a minor character, but I think it's more interesting to kill someone in terminus because nobody actually died there. So who gets the Bob death? Who ends up saying, I'm the Tate and meat? And we lose Bob. Actually, who gets missing? Who goes missing? Who gets the death treatment? Who goes missing? Now, it can't be Abraham, since we've already killed him all. Also, Axel. Axel's a big character. So Axel goes missing, and he joins. So Schumpert's back in the group. And we got to talk about the Bob death. Death. So who gets the Bob death? Now, it can't be, it can be anyone. It can't be Carl. Oh, no. Hamburg. That really sucks. So this whole time, Hamburg's been protecting the group. He saved Judith. And what he gets in return is he dies on a supply mission. So Martinez and Schumpert are both pretty sad about Hamburg. I'm pretty sad about Hamburg, to be honest. And that's that. So, Abraham, we never find out about his family, unfortunately. So, we have the Gareth. So, Gavin. So, we have the Gareth death. Gareth died before Bob. So who kills So Glory kills Gareth. Right, so Glory kills Gareth after Gareth killed Abraham, which is pretty shocking. And then we have the Beth death. No. So at this point we add at this point Gabriel, Noah, so we add Noah and Gabriel because at this point Noah. Now Gabriel has joined our group at this point. I believe Gabriel has joined our group, right? And we'll say that he does. We'll say we come across this church like in the original. And who gets the Beth death? Now it can still be Axel. It can be Axel. So Axel's bonded with Noah. No, no, not Shumpert, please. I've already lost Hamburg. I can't afford another one. I just want to say, if it was Shumpert, that would have been such an interesting arc. You know, he went from kind of a diva to. All right, so apparently Bob just decides, you know what, screw it. So Bob ends up stabbing Dawn, and Bob ends up dying. So in this timeline, who kills Dawn? This is actually Laurie. It's not the protagonist. So who ends up shooting Laurie? Not Laurie. Oh, Rick. So Rick has actually done something in this version. So I love Rick though, but in this timeline, Rick shoots Dawn protecting Laurie, and Laurie's like, "I was going to do that." I was like, "I know," and then it's like this reunion. So Laurie ends up, and you know Rick's still here, so Laurie still has like her love interest from season 1, which I think is alright. Like Ed's here as well. I forgot Ed's still here. That's so weird. So we have Atlanta 5 and Ed's in it. So literally Atlanta 4, I guess. Yeah, Atlanta 4. So Axel is saved. But before we get to Hilltop, tragically, we lose someone in our group. And Gabriel is actually in the group at this point, and Noah. Now, who ends up getting the Tyrese death? After being bitten, taking back Noah to his home, somebody dies. No. Are you serious? The wheel has decided Rick Grimes being killed. So in this time, when Rick saves Noah after an attack, right? And Laurie's like, "No, I can't do this without you." And Laurie's being devastated, and Rick's like, "You gotta live this. You could beat this, Laurie. You gotta win it for Carl. You gotta live for Judith, you know." And it's so sad. It's so sad. So we actually add Aaron, Eric, Reg, Deanna, Aiden, Spencer, Jesse, Pete, Ron, Sam, Enid, and we add Nicholas. Now, I'm not going to add Pete because he does still get his canon death. So we will add Aaron, Eric. I guess Laurie punches Aaron after, you know, discovering Alexandria. Eric, Reg, Deanna, Aiden, Spencer, Spencer. Who else? Jesse, Ron. So we got Jesse, Ron, Sam. Who else have we got? Jesse, Ron, Sam, Enid, and Nicholas. So we got Enid and we got Nicholas, right? So we got Nicholas. I think that's how you spell. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said Nicholas. So we got 2, 4. So we got Reg. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So we'll shuffle this 11 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, I know Pete should be on the wheel, but he dies anyway. So I'm not going to add him. And now we got to talk about... Oh, Dale's still here too. But Ed's somehow here. That's kind of weird. Right, so Ed's still here. And the question is, who gets the Aiden death? Who ends up dying on the supply room? So who gets the Aiden death? Oh no, not Enid. Carl's girlfriend. So already Carl doesn't have a girlfriend in this version. Kind of sad that Enid dies, to be honest. So Enid dies in the supply room, and is just not able to survive it. So we already lost Enid. So the question is, who gets... So we're talking about people does Pete kill, right? So who gets the Noah death? So who gets witnessed? So Noah. Who gets the Noah death? So who gets killed by Noah? Who gets Noah's treatment? Oh, Tara. Tara. That's such a way for Tara to go as well. So who witnesses Tara's death? So Tara dies, but somebody witnesses Tara. Oh no. Aaron. So Aaron witnesses Tara being killed, and Aaron's quite a big character, so I guess that works. And Tara gets devoured and killed on the supply room. I guess Nicholas is still a coward in this version, and Nicholas was the reason they both died. So, we got to talk about how many people does Pete kill along with Reg. So 6-sided dice, let's go. 6 people. So Reg kills. He kills 8. Who gets the Reg death, right? So 5 extra people, and then the Reg death. Okay. So who is it that he kills? No, not Shumper. So he kills Martinez. So Martinez tries to fight Pete, right? They're all trying to fight him because Pete's too much of a threat. Are Jesse and Laurie a couple now? Are they a couple? Maybe instead of like Laurie and Jesse, it's Axel and Jesse. So Axel is like beating up Pete, right? I guess we could do that. Or maybe Otis. We could give Otis and Jesse as a couple. I guess that could work. I'm not quite sure yet. So do we give Jesse to Laurie, or so heads Laurie gets goes out with Jesse. Tails it's another cast member. So we'll say Laurie and Jesse, right? So we'll say Laurie and Jesse. I don't know actually. I don't know. Do we get Laurie together with Jesse? I guess he just defends her rather than getting together because she doesn't want her to get hurt. So we lose Martinez. He ends up getting killed. Kind of sad we lose Martinez actually. I actually liked him, to be honest. Martinez was becoming a good character in this rewrite. So, who gets the next death? Who's the next person that ends up dying? So we got 5 more deaths, and then we got the Reg death, which is the last death. No, Otis. So we lose Otis as well. Okay, I'm actually interested now. Oh no, I gave Axel such an arc, and Axel dies too. So Otis and Axel, man, we're losing everyone. So please don't have this be Shumper, because I will be so shocked if Shumper... The fact Ed isn't gone yet is just amazing. Oh, Spencer. Oh no. So Sam ends up getting killed, and this really shocks Laurie. So now we got the last death before Reg, right? So we got one more death before the Reg death, and then it's all about who is it that gets the Reg death. Oh no, Aaron. So Aaron's getting... Aaron? Okay, so Aaron apparently gets the death. Now who's the last person that gets killed? Who gets the Reg death? Okay, so Reg gets his canonical death. So we lose Aaron, and finally, it's Reg. Kind of sad. Not gonna lie, kind of sad, you know? Reg seemed like a nice guy. And anyway, we got to about season 6. So we add Olivia. Pete. Actually, yeah. So Olivia, Tobin, Heath, Denise, Gregory, and Jesus. So we have Olivia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in this version of the rewrite, I'm not sure I'll put Morgan down here, but anyway, we're going to take Morgan up. So, we end up, he says Laurie, and Morgan is surprised that Laurie has become this savage individual, because at this point, Laurie had her humanity last time he saw her, so Laurie is like, she's a savage, she's not holding back. And Jesse's pretty sad that her son was killed. And so I've got a spin for the love. Actually, we'll say Shumpert, right? We'll say Shumpert is the love interest of Jesse. Oh, this is brilliant. So we'll say, do we say Shumpert or do I say somebody else? Because I want somebody else to work Sasha. I get Ed's kind of reformed, so Laurie doesn't have an. Let's say Shumpert and okay. So we'll spin a love interest for Laurie, okay. And so, who is Laurie's love interest in the next season? All right, who's Laurie's love interest? And then we do one for Jesse from London. Apparently, Shumpert is the love interest of Jesse. So Shumpert's the new love interest. So who is Jesse's new lover? I guess Gabriel works. Gabriel works. I quite like that for Gabriel. So in this timeline, Gabriel beats up on Pete, right? And he tries to referee the situation, but Laurie intervenes and beats up Pete. But then later on, Pete returns and ends up killing Martinez, Otis, Axel, his son Sam, Aaron, which very much devastates Eric. And then we have Reg and Pete. So at this point, Eric and Jesus are probably now a couple. Because I think at this point, the two would be very much devastated. Gabriel is raising Ron, and Shumpert and Laurie are now a couple, which I think is quite interesting. So we have our Shumpert, right? Maybe Michonne and Ed are a thing. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe Ed just doesn't get with anyone. So the Nicholas death is the next big death in this season. So who ends up getting the Nicholas death, right? Who ends up... Sorry about that, I'm not sure what happened. So who gets the Nicholas death? Now, it cannot be Shumpert. I refuse for it to be Shumpert, right? So, who gets... And then this character gets the fake out death too, so... Okay, apparently Deanna ends up. So who tries to convince Deanna? But fails anyway. Jesse, I kind of like that. So Jesse. So in this version, Jesse gets a bit more of faith because of Gabriel. And Jesse tries to convince Deanna after the death of her husband, right? But Deanna's just not able to do it, and Jesse goes missing. So Jesse is immune from this attack. She cannot die in this season. Okay, so does Eastman still die? Heads, yes. Tails, no. I think we can still kill... Do we still kill off Eastman? So we'll decide, do we still kill... I think we can still kill off Eastman. So let's decide, do we kill Eastman? Heads, yes, tails, no. That doesn't count because I wasn't flipping. Let's go. Alright, tails... No. So we add Eastman. So we'll add Eastman. I think it's how you spell Eastman. So we got one character. Just shuffle once. So Eastman joins the group. Now the question is, how many people do the wolves kill? So we'll have a 20... We're going to say a 10-sided dice. Right, so we'll say I'll say a 10-sided dice, and let's see how many people die. Apparently 7 of them get killed. So we have the Deanna death. We got a new Eastman death, the Sam death, the Ron death, the Jesse death, and we got 2 extra deaths, alright? So first off, who just gets devoured by walkers? Actually, we'll do the Sam death first. The Deanna death. We'll go with the, Eastman death, okay? So, who gets the Eastman treatment? Oh, no. Eastman gets devoured by walkers. We just brought him into the group as well. Okay, that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad, though. So, Eastman is devoured after trying to save us. So sad. So sad. So, who gets... So, who ends up getting who's the second death? What was the point of Eastman? We just brought him into our group as well. That's so sad. Ooh, so Ron. So Ron is our second victim. I guess Jessie doesn't know that Ron's been killed yet. So Gabriel has to break it to her. So sad. So Ron gets bitten and later put down. So they're the 2 extra deaths. And now we got the Deanna death, the Sam death, the Jessie death, and the Ron death. So we got 3 extra deaths. Who's the final death before we get to the Deanna death, okay? And then the other 4 are just bonus, like the canon deaths. No! So we lose Herschel. I guess he's the big shocker, okay? So Herschel dies, which is interesting, because, like, Herschel lasted way longer than he does. Like, he lasted 3 more seasons longer, so... Who ends up killing... So who gets the Sam death? Who panics? And one of them has to save somebody else, right? So it's Sam and then Jessie's death. And then the Ron death, because this is the shooter. No! Morgan. No. So Morgan just came back as well. So who gets the Jessie death trying to save Morgan? Luckily, Carl's immune. Luckily, Carl's immune, but Laurie would be very upset by now. So Morgan. Oh no. For Rosita. So maybe this time Morgan and Rosita were dating. So let's say they were a couple. Because Abraham's been long... He's been dead long gone. He's died like a season ago. And Rosita and Morgan were a couple. And she's like, I gotta save Morgan. And yeah. So who's the shooter? Now it makes sense to be Dwayne. And then who gets shot? This is gonna be fun. Now I still might have it be Carl. Ooh. Eugene. Eugene's the shooter? Eugene? So Eugene is the shooter. Who gets shot and then who kills Eugene? So this character could not die. Okay. Oh no, no. Judith. Isn't she a toddler at this point? I know it says Judith, but I might have to say it's Carl. Just because I think it's going to be... Is Judith gets shot in the eye. And she goes, Mom? And then Judith just collapses. And Judith has one eye. So one eye Judith, and Carl has to rush her across. Now, who kills Eugene? It makes sense for it to be Carl. Alright, makes sense for it to be Carl. Apparently Michonne just kills... never mind what I said. Carl gets killed, right? So it's not even Carl. That's sad. So Laurie's carrying Judith. Shumper is told that his adopted daughter has been shot in the eye. And the question is, who kills Owen? So who kills the Alpha Wolf? Now, it can be anyone, just to make it interesting. So apparently it's Heath. Of course it's Heath. Why wouldn't it be Heath? So Heath ends up killing Owen the Alpha Wolf. And Jessie comes back only to discover that toddler Judith has been shot. Jessie discovers that her son has died in the Horde, has been killed by walkers, and that is that. So we have finally discovered all that. Alright, so now we have the Abraham death. So Denise, before we get to Negan, somebody gets shot in the eye. And who is it? Now, if it's Carl, we'll just say that Carl gets shot in the eye. Oh, no, yes, okay. So Carl just gets shot in the eye, like he does in the original. So we got one-eyed Carl and one-eyed Judith. We're going to say Carl gets shot in the eye, but he doesn't die. So somebody else will die with Carl, but we'll say in this timeline what happens is Carl is shot saving Judith, but somebody else also dies. Okay, Eric's a big character. So Eric, we'll say Eric. Right, Eric is our season finale death. So forget what I said about Judith. Right, we're going to rewrite that. A lot of people might not like this, but here we go. Judith's just a toddler. We never saw her in the season, so we saw her like once or twice. So, one I call. Did we ban Judith back to the wheels? So Judith. Alright, so she's immune. So in this timeline, Carl gets shot like in canon. But he tries to... It's when he saves Judith. He tells Judith, watch out, and Eric gets shot in the eye. And who gets the Abraham death? So Carl, he's shot like normal. We'll keep Carl's art the same. Oh, no. No. Okay, let's... Denise. So let's do a dice roll. How many people get killed by Negan? So 6. 6 people get their heads bashed in. And Denise is our season finale kill. Alright, so we got 5 more people. So he gets the Glenn death. And then who is the other 5 people who just randomly get killed? By Negan, because he feels like it. And we'll make this work, alright? Because Negan's like, I only wanted to kill one of you. So we'll make this work. So, I know Abraham's a flashback, but it's just a bonus. So who gets the flashbacks? So, oh no, no, it can't be Laurie. Laurie's immune. Luckily for us, Laurie is 100% immune, so we don't actually need to kill Laurie. We just need her immune. Maybe we might change that in the final season, but in this time it's just the main show. Okay, so there's no spin-offs. Other spin-offs, I like spin-offs, but I've seen a few of the spin-offs. I haven't watched it all the way through yet. But in this timeline, there is no spin-offs. So, who gets the next death? Oh, so it's Heath. It's Heath. Alright, so Heath's pretty cool. So, we kill off Heath. Alright, so Heath ends up getting... Where's Heath? Heath. So Heath ends up getting the first iconic kill. So then what happens is who gets the next death? So Carl punches Negan. Right, so Carl punches Negan after killing Heath and Denise. Oh no! No! Okay, Carl, it can't be Carl. Carl's immune. Remember, Carl's immune. Phew. I was like, we're gonna lose Carl already. No, Carl's immune. Oh, please no. Okay, Gabriel works pretty well, actually. So Carl punches Negan, and he's like, "Is this your guy, Jesse?" And it's like, "I did say it, no exceptions." And he kills Gabriel to ruin their faith, right? So now we got another 3 kills. Okay, so who are the other 3 people that died? Before we add anyone else to the wheel. So we got rid of Olivia as well. Negan kills Olivia. I guess he doesn't really care who he wants to kill in this version. So the only person Negan's kind of taken out that's a threat is like Gabriel. That's quite the big character, I think. Oh, Ed's! Okay. So Negan kills Ed. I guess that's all like finale kill is Ed, right? So we got 2, 4, 6 people. So Ed's like the final person, and you know, Ed's like been the only person who's been with Laurie since season 1. So Ed's kind of reformed now. And this entire time, he's lost his entire family. And, you know, he was raising... Maybe it's him that raises Lizzie and Mika. And this whole time, Negan's like, this guy? And then he just, like, kills him. So, yeah, luckily we don't lose Shumpert, which is good. So we don't lose Shumpert. Alright, so we don't lose Shump. Now, the question is, who gets caught and kidnapped to be tortured on Easy Street? Okay, so who's going to be Easy Street? I like that. So Jesse tries to attack Negan, but Jesse's like, you know what? Laurie, I'm going to break you. Laurie Grimes, I'm going to break you. And he ends up kidnapping Jesse. So he puts and Jesse's eating dog sandwiches, right? So we got Dwight. Now, we'll talk about Dale and talk about Joey. Because Dale, we'll talk about does Dale join the group. Because Dale, this is like an interesting one. So we had Harlan Carson, Rachel, Sydney, and we add... Well, I feel like we don't need to add Shiva. Shiva's in season 8, so we're not going to add Shiva yet. Unless it's her death, okay? So we'll add Harlan. So we'll add Harlan, Rachel, Sydney, and that's it. And Dwight. So we have 4 people. So we got Dwight. Now, the question is, who is the traitor? So there's no Eugene, so who betrays the group and joins Negan? So this is like an antagonistic kill as well. Shumpert makes Sasha. Does this work? Does Sasha work? I think she works, actually. So Sasha betrays the group and she decides, I'm going to work with the governor. Right, so Sasha's going to work with the governor. And she betrays the group, okay? And Shumpert is like, this entire time, Shumpert's like become a dark character. He's been raising Carol and he's been raising Judith. Okay. Okay, so the Spencer death. Who gets the Spencer death? Right. So who gets killed by Spencer? Who gets the no guts death? Oh no. So in this family, Dr. Carson thinks that Laurie is no good to lead, right? And he says to Negan, I should lead the group. And then Negan says, you have no guts. And then Negan guts him entirely. So that's our crew. Right, so now we have that. We got to talk about the Olivia. Who does Negan just randomly shoot? So this person gets killed by Negan. And we'll talk about this. I should have eliminated Gregory. It can't be Gregory because he's going to die later on. So I'm actually going to say Gregory isn't going to get shot here. Because Gregory, it just makes no sense. I kind of like his arc, so I want to keep it the same. So Noah ends up getting shot in the eye and killed by Negan. I guess that makes sense. Noah's a pretty big character. So Negan just gives him a warning shot. Now, what happens to Sasha? Sasha originally sacrifices herself, doesn't she, in the season finale? Who does Sasha? Who gets the Sasha death? Okay, so who gets the Sasha death? And Negan returns them. No, not Shumpert. Not Shumpert. So in this timeline, Shumpert is actually the Sasha. He's not able to do it. He can't. Shumpert's lost everything. He's in love with Laurie, but he tries to take out Negan and sacrifices himself. So he gets the Sasha death. That's kind of sad. Shumpert dying there. So I'm really sad about Shumpert dying. Season finale shocker. Right, so Shumpert. Oh, I forgot. Does Fat Joey reform? Heads yes, tails no. So Fat Joey. We add Fat Joey to the crew. So we add Fat Joey. Alright, so we got Fat Joey. We got... So I forgot Dale. We'll do Dale in a bit. We got Ezekiel, Shiva, Richard, Benjamin, Henry, Deanna, Jerry, and that's it. Everyone else is going to be in Saviors for now, because even though they're not in the Saviors, I just feel like it's easier to do. So, Ezekiel, Shiva, Zeke, Shiva, Richard, Benjamin, Henry, Deanna, and Jerry. So Carl, just, 8. So 8 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in this timeline, Carl's become the same pretty cool character. Judith is still here, so that's really interesting. So I guess Michonne isn't the adopted person, so Laurie's lost Shumpert, which is her love interest, so pretty sad. And Laurie loses Shumpert in the season finale, right? She lost Rick at the prison, and then she lost Rick in like season 5, and then 2 seasons later she loses Shumpert. So sad, so sad. So, who gets the let's see. So we have Morales. So this is where does Dale reform or does Dale not? Heads yes, tails no. Yes, so we add Dale to the wheel. So we don't lose Dale. We've got Dale, which I'm really happy with. So we've got Dale on the wheel, and Dale joins the group. So Dale finds out, Negan killed Ed. He finds out that we've lost Rick. We lost, who would he know? We lost Daryl. We've lost Glenn, Amy. Like, everyone died besides Laurie and Carl. So they're the Atlanta 3, right? So they're the Atlanta 3. And question is, Dwayne too. So Dwayne's technically in season 1. So we have 4 people in season 1. And okay, so Eric, who gets the Eric death? Okay, so who gets the Eric death? Okay, so who dies? Who gets the Eric death? Now Dwight's still here, so Dwight can die. Oh no, it's Jerry. So Jerry gets the Eric death after trying to help the group. He ends up dying, so who's Jerry? So Jerry gets the Eric death. Really sad. We never get Jerry. So we have the Gavin death. So Gavin ends up killing someone. So Gavin, he killed Richard. So who does Gavin kill? Wait a sec, guys. I just need to check something. Because I might have actually messed up here, because there's the Richard death, and I'm trying to see when this is. Isabel Spencer, Henry, Abraham, Richard, Sashkin. Okay, Richard actually died in season 7. So we need to make... that's my bad. So Richard died when... Richard died before Sasha. So we got to make a separate wheel to talk about which kingdom member gets killed. Alright. So, who gets the Richard death? Oh, I did forget to spin for Richard, so Richard just gets his canon death. So, Jerry dies in this season. So, who kills Gavin? This guy. So, who kills Gavin in our group? Now, it needs to make sense. So, who kills Gavin? Okay, so who kills Gavin? Dale? Oh no, Dale. That doesn't make any sense. So after killing Jerry, the kind man, Dale realizes, he's kind of toughened up since season 2. And Dale's kind of, I think he's a bit more darker now. And Dale is shooting Gavin after killing someone. Right? I just don't see how Dale would kill him, though, because Dale's, against pointing at killing someone. He's against killing someone in cold blood. He was okay with the Randall incident he wouldn't like, but, he said in the bar fight, you did it because you had to. But, to Rick, right? But he wasn't okay with the Randall incident. So, I feel like here, Jerry gets killed by Gavin, and Dale kills Gavin to try and save Jerry, but it fails spectacularly and it's too late. Jerry's already died. So we'll say something like that, because I don't think they'll just right off kill him right off the bat for no reason, like Morgan did. I think it'd be more of a situation where Dale was trying to save someone, but he was unsuccessful. So we'll say that. That makes the most logical sense. Okay, so we have the Carl death. This death is so tragic. We gotta get Sadiq. So Sadiq has joined the group at this point. So keep in mind, Sadiq is an option on the wheel. Okay, so who gets the Carl death? Now, it better be someone minor. Because it's not Carl. Carl's immune. Remember, he's immune for all seasons in this version. Ah, no. So Jesse saves Sadiq. And Jesse goes on about... Jesse's lost everything. She says to Laurie, you're a better person than this, Laurie. Don't become the person. Don't be, savage you are. You need to change. You got to let people rejoin. You got to give people second chances. And Dale's been there to try and help her get her humanity back. But Jesse's death is enough to convince Laurie to get it back. So, Now we have that. The question is, how many... So, Simon's death. Okay. So, Jared. Now, Jared is this guy. So, Laurie... It's usually Laurie, but who helps Laurie kill Jared? I'm going to say who helps Laurie and Carl. Now, if it's Carl, we'll say somebody's babysitting Judith. So, Laurie goes off after Jesse's death. So we're going to say Benjamin. So Benjamin goes off to babysit Judith. And Carl and Laurie, who are close to Jesse, kill Jared. There you go. So Benjamin, I just think made no sense, so I decided to flip the script and say that he was babysitting Judith. Okay, so Simon still gets killed by Negan. And then we'll roll to see how people get killed in the finale for the Negan fight, okay? So we add Alden to the wheel and Jadis, who at this point have joined the group. Jadis and Alden. Jadis, and we add Alden. So we have 2 people. 1, 2. And we got 23. So let's talk about how many people get killed in the finale. Ready? So 23 people. And I have to roll 6-sided dice. So 4 people get killed in the finale. So who are the 4 people that get killed? Alright. So this will be interesting. Ah, no. Alden. He just joined the group as well. So Alden is the first casualty. We've already lost Alden. Okay. Who is the next person? Alright, so who gets killed in the Whisperer in the battle? Jesus. Just no. Jesus is one of my favorites. So Jesus is actually one of the casualties from the hilltop. Pretty sad. So we've got 2 more deaths. Oh, Jadis. So Jadis gets killed as well. We lose Jadis. Okay. So we got 1 more casualty before we get to the finale. Okay. And it is Aiden. So we lose Aiden as well. Okay. So at this point, this is our group, and we have Negan, we got Laura, and we got Sherry. So we got Negan, Laura, and we got Sherry. Now I decided to keep just make sure we're not missing any deaths. I don't think we are. Season 8. No, we're not. Cam is the last death. Simon's the last death season. No, we're not. Okay, so we have season 9, right? So this is the Whisperer arc. Okay. So, the Kenneth death and Gregory. Alright. So at this point, we add on season 9, before the time skip, we add Earl, Tammy, Kenneth, Ozzy. Okay. Tammy, Earl, Kenneth, and Ozzy. So that's everyone. Got 5 characters, 6 characters added, because we've added Negan. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we added them. And at this point, we haven't added anyone else. So Herschel, there's no Maggie. So Herschel, I don't think Herschel exists. But we'll talk about Herschel and we'll talk about Audrey. Because Laurie will get another love interest in the time skip, right? So Laurie will get with somebody else just before the bridge death. Now, I know technically Rick doesn't die, but we will talk about who is going to get the death. So Dale's been adopted Dwayne, okay? And we're going to talk about who gets the Kenneth death on a supply run. And they're not able to save him. So who gets the Kenneth death? Oh no! So Laura, one of the saviors, who's just joined us as well, gets the Kenneth death. Laura ends up dying, so I guess nobody Pretty sad he was Laura. I like the character, to be honest. Okay. So we have Gregory. Now, who hangs Gregory is the question. Who hangs Gregory? So Nicholas kills Gregory. So Gregory gets hung. So I guess in this version, where's Gregory? There. Nicholas takes over. Now, during the time skip, we got to talk about who's the love interest of Laurie. So who is going to become the father of her new child? It can't be Michonne. Reroll. Who could it be? Maybe Sadiq. Actually, I like Nicholas as the father. So Nicholas is the father of the new love interest. And that works. So, okay. So we have the a rat, and we're not going to do the rat stuff. So we got the bridge death. Now who gets the bridge death? Who gets killed? So two people die on the bridge, and who are they? No, so Benjamin gets one of the deaths. So he ends up blowing up the bridge. But who's the other person? Let's find out. Oh no, okay, I like this. So Deanna tries to save Benjamin, but she ends up getting blown up as well. So now we get the time skip, and Laurie has a new son, and who was she close to? We'll call him RJ. I guess we can call him RJ. So RJ still exists. We got RJ, who is also immune, because I think it's more interesting. And Michonne has a child. So we can say Michonne has a kid. But who's the father? Maybe Dale. Maybe Dale. But who would Michonne be close to? Who did Michonne say? Like, who was with Michonne in the original timeline? Oh, Miranda. Was it Miranda? I gotta think for a second. I guess the only person we could say is Herschel. Wait. So Michonne has a son, and his name is Herschel. Okay. So Herschel Jr. So Herschel is Michonne's kid. Okay, so this is Herschel, and this is RJ. So just swap them around, okay? So RJ is the son of Nicholas. Wait, yeah, because she loved Rick. So we'll say Herschel and Rick and Judith and Carol are the next generation, okay? And that's that. So now we have the time skip, and we've got Magna, Yumiko, Connie, Luke, and we also have Dog, okay? So we got Magna, Yumiko, Connie, Kelly, and Luke. I actually like the Magnus group, to be honest. I like this group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, in this mission, Jesus normally dies, okay? But we'll roll for how many people get killed by the Whisperers in their first encounter. 4 people. So who gets the Jesus death, which is the final death, okay? So who gets the Jesus death? And then we've got 3 extra people who get killed by the Whisperers. No. I refused. It's not Judith. Judith's immune. Carl and Judith are immune. Okay? They're immune. Sasha, no. Sasha's a big death, so we lose Sasha. In this timeline, Sasha is actually killed. So maybe Fat Joey and Michonne were a couple. Let's say that. Let's say Michonne and Joey were a couple, and they had Herschel Jr. All right. We got Rick Jr. We got their kid. So Sasha's the first victim. Who else will join Sasha? Oh no, It's Dwight. So Dwight joins Sasha as the second person to be killed. Got 2 more deaths. Oh no, Dwayne. That's a shocking one. So Dwayne's like an adult at this point. He'd be like best friends with Carl. And Carl's like, Dwayne! So he calls out to him. And the Whisperers kill them. Oh no. I like Sydney, to be honest. I actually like the character, so I'm kind of sad about that. So we lose Sydney. And Rachel's like not less pleased about this. So we lost Sydney. And that's that. So we got the Pike deaths, okay, and we got Tammy, we got Enid, we got Tara, and we got Henry. So we have 4 deaths. So we're going to do D20 and roll for how many Pike deaths are in the season finale. 14 people. Ooh. So we lose 14 people. Now, who are they? Okay, who is it that are the 14 people? Damn. So we don't even get Negan in this version. So Negan is the first Pike death. So my boy doesn't even get the chance to redeem himself. That's really sad. So we lose Negan. That sucks. So Negan is one of the Pike deaths. And we lose... Oh no. I thought it was going on Herschel Jr. then. So we lose Spencer. Or Spencer. Spencer. Where are you, Spencer? There you are. I will allow it to... Like, Laurie, Carl shouldn't have died, and Judith is our child. It's the child of Laurie anyway. So Connie is one of the people. Pretty sad. That's a sad death to me, actually. I like Connie a lot. One of my favourites. Okay, so we got number 4. We got like 11 more deaths to go. Oh no. Oh, it's Nicholas. So Laurie's lost her lover. She's lost her. Maybe they weren't married, right? Because Nicholas was in charge of the hilltop. So maybe Laurie and the rest moved to Alexandria. Oh, Sadiq. So Sadiq gets killed. The guy that Jesse saved. Kind of sad. So we lose Sadiq on the Pike deaths. Who else do we lose? So Laurie ends up finding everyone on the Pike deaths. No. Oh, I thought it was Herschel. So we lose Earl. Okay, so can't lose Earl. We got Tammy. Yeah, we got Tammy. And we got Kenneth. Okay. Magnum Factory, Henry, Ozzy, Zeke, Shiva, Sherry, and we have Kenneth. So I just realised that we don't have many characters from season 1. Like, I think it's only Laurie and Dale and Carl, if I'm not mistaken. So Kenneth is our next death. So his father was just killed in the previous ones. 2, 4, 6, 7. So Laurie has 3 children. One of them is Nicholas's, but it doesn't really matter. So we lose Ezekiel. Similar to the comics, then. We've lost Ezekiel. Kind of sad. Yeah, guys. Maybe Michonne and Laurie are a couple. Maybe. Because it didn't allow Laurie first. No, Shiva the tiger. No. So Shiva tried to defend Ezekiel, but Alpha was too strong. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 11. So we got 5 deaths. We got 3 more deaths. 3 more. Because we aren't on 14. Right. So, no. It can't be RJ. He's immune. Now, I will allow it to be him. Or somebody else. A major character if it's number 14, okay? So Luke is the other character. So Alpha's lost 2 members of her group at this point, okay? We've got 2 more deaths. So who is the last 2 deaths? No. Carl's immune. Carl has 1 eye and he's immune. That'd be such a not a good death for Carl. Like, Judith is also immune to the season. Maybe till season 11, right? And then maybe we can lose one of them. But for now, they're all immune to the whole way through. Carl and Judith. Because Carl's like, no. No. So like Carl's like the next, like the person Laurie has to protect, but Carl has to protect Judith and RJ. Reroll, and if it lands on RJ again, I will allow it to be him. But he's only been in one season, so I feel like it's not fair to have him. Magna. So Magna, we lose Magna. So Yumiko. Who's the final roll? Who's our final roll? And it's only Kelly and Yumiko then, who's the last people. Oh. Oh yeah, we already had Kenneth. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So poor Negan. We've had 2. So they're the 4 people that died in F9. In the Whisperers first confrontation, so we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So poor Negan, he never got the chance to redeem himself. That's so sad. Oh no, not Michonne. No. So we got 15. So we got 12 people. And we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. So who are we missing? We got... Wait, hang on. We got 15 people, right? We didn't have Dog to the wheel, did we? So we didn't have Dog. Alright, so... who's our next death then? Pretty sad. Judith, it can't be these. It can't be any of the Grimes. It can't be any of the Grimes family. Haha. Yes, I gained immunity to season... Oh, damn. So Sherry ends up being one of the casualties. So sad. Maybe we could have given Dwight a child, but I don't know. I thought we'd keep it 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Got 2 more deaths. So, the last 2 deaths in the season, Tara death and the Henry death. Laurie has been immune for all 11 seasons, so Laurie is our protagonist. I can't read away. Man, this is intense. Oh. They want it to be Laurie, don't they? Like, no, Laurie can't die. Laurie can't die. Why do they keep landing on the Grimes? 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I don't think I had Tobin for real. I don't think I had Tobin. So... I thought I had Tobin. Oh, Rachel is number 13. So Rachel, we lost both Oceanside already in this season. So who's our final death? And this is going to be the big shocker. So it's Tobin, alright. So Tobin just dies. There we go. Pretty sad. So we're on season 10. And there's a lot of changes, alright. Season 10. Season 10. We've got Brandon. Now Brandon and Sadiq. So, who kills Brandon? Because at this point, we need to add... So, nobody's missing. At this point, we need to add Jules. And in my opinion, we can add Lydia. I should have added Lydia to the wheel. Yes, I do apologize. I should have added Lydia to the wheel. Jules, who of course will never date Luke in this version. And we have Princess. Now, Princess isn't actually in this arc until the end of the Whisperer War. So we will include Princess here, but we're not going to actually include her on the wheel because I think it's unfair to put her on the wheel if she's not in the season. But she is going to be there, so she will be added later on. Okay. So I could put it technically as season 11, but we'll just put her here for now. So who kills Brandon, which is this kid, right? Negan killed him in the original, but Negan's not here now. Okay, so who kills this character? Alright, who kills him? Apparently it's Tammy. Okay, so Tammy, this girl, maybe she becomes a bit savage in this version. It sees that Brandon's completely lost it. Brandon, right. So she kills Brandon. Alright, so who kills Sadiq? So who gets the Sadiq death before we get to Dante, right? Who gets the Sadiq death and finds out Dante's a traitor? Oh no! Jules! Jules has just been introduced and she dies. So Jules finds out Dante's a traitor. Okay? So who kills Dante? So who kills Dante? Which is the Whisperer that was undercover the whole time. Yes, Lydia does it. Oh no, it's Michonne. Okay. Okay, Michonne's pretty cool to do it, so I can see that. Michonne protecting her son, Herschel, kills Dante. So, remember, Herschel... Michonne, who would be the father of Herschel, though? Who would be the father of it? The only person we have is Joey. So, yeah, we said that Joey and Herschel. So, Laurie decided not to date anymore because she's lost to Nicholas, she lost Shumpert, her Shumps, and she lost Rick Grimes. And she didn't get with Shane because in this time when Shane died in the CDC, so she didn't actually do that. So Laurie, that's that. So Laurie is here, and she's got her 3 kids. She's got RJ, Judith, and Carl. All right. So the question is, who gets the Laura death after getting their neck snapped? So who gets the Laura death? We're not having many characters left, are we? Laura, it can't be Laurie, so reroll. Oh no! So Lydia gets killed in this version after Beta escapes. Alright, so Lydia dies. Beta. So Earl, and we got the Alpha death. Right. Laura got Earl and Alpha. So who gets the Earl death, and then who kills Alpha, okay? So we got the Earl death, which is before... So is it? Oh no! No, it's Joey. It's Joey. He was setting a good arc too. So Laura is after Earl. Okay, so Joey ends up snapping his, gets killed and turned to a walker. So who puts down Fat Joey, right? Who puts down Joey? Yes, it's Laurie. So Laurie is devastated about Joey. You know, he's been there since season 7. So, question is, who kills Alpha? I hope it's Carl or Judith because that'd be so awesome, right? Also, Rick Jr. Okay. Michonne. So in this timeline, Michonne double crosses Alpha and just kills her. So there we go. So Michonne kills Alpha in this timeline. So just to check, we got Princess, Ozzy, before we get to the who kills Beta, Dog, Tammy, Laurie Michonne, alright, Yumiko RJ, so Yumiko RJ, Judith, Carl, RJ, Herschel, which is this old guy, but he's Michonne's kid. And we got Kelly. Now, we need to add Henry, and we need to add... So, Dale is at the top, so we need to add Henry, okay? So, Henry's like Carl's friend, okay? He's kind of annoyed at the fact that his girlfriend was killed. So, who kills Beta? Who are the 2 characters that team up to kill Beta? Which is, I believe, our season finale kill. No, also, it's Dog. Who owns Dog before we kill Beta, okay? So, I'm going to roll dice to see how many people get killed by Beta. Okay, so Henry owns Dog. How many people get killed by Beta? By the Whisperers? 6 people. So, you're telling me 6 people get killed in the season finale? Okay, apparently 6 people get killed. So, who are the 6 people? That leaves us with, like, not many. So, who are the 2 people that kill Beta? And then we'll talk about who actually... Okay, so Yumiko, no. So Yumiko is one of the people that Beta kills. Oh no, it can't be Princess. Princess is immune because She's not actually in the battle, so we'll see how many Princess can't be. Okay, so Tammy is one of the people that dies against this character. I'm trying to think who. Only Elijah, Tommy, Mercer, and Max we all have later on. So we have like 5 people. Okay, so who's the second kill? We're not having many people left after this. Kelly is gonna die, which is kind of sad. Oh no, we've lost all Magnus group then. So who's number 3? Who's the third person? Oh no, it can't be the Grimes family. It can't be the Grimes family. Reroll. Laurie's immune. So, but we'll talk about Laurie against who? No, Henry. Henry's getting a good arc as well. So Henry gets killed here. That's season 10. Right. So who's next after Henry? No. Oh no. Dale. I'll be honest, I thought he was going to survive the whole thing. That works really well. We got 4 people. I got 1 more. Oh no. So we got 1. Joey gets killed. So Joey, wait, when does Joey die? Michelle. When did Joey die? Let me just count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So Joey, didn't he? Joe's got the Sadiq death. Alpha. So we'll just put season 9. So Michonne gets killed. I guess that's 6 though. So Joey's killed. Tammy, Kelly, Henry, Dale, and Scott. So we have 3, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, so 6 people. That makes sense. And then Beta. Who helps Laurie kill Beta? Right. Who helps Laurie kill Beta? Okay, apparently Judith is the one to team up with Laurie. So I think Judith, Laurie, and Carl would do like a triple kill against Beta. Because Beta's too strong for any one of them individually, right? So Judith comes up and shoots Beta, but Carl, he intervenes with RJ. And the two of them are able to, all of them are able, with the power of Grimes, after losing Dale and Michonne, end up. Actually, maybe Carl goes on the supply run to get and finds Princess, right? So that's why he's not there. So he goes and finds Princess with Ozzy. And Yumiko's keeping Herschel back because he's just lost his mum, right, and his dad. So Herschel Jr.'s lost both his parents. And Yumiko ends up protecting him. And RJ, because RJ's a bit too young to fight. And Dog is there. He's barking because he's lost Henry. So Laurie decides that we need to do this. And that's the end of season 10. So we lost Beta in the season 10 finale. Pretty sad, but Beta is, of course, gone. Now, season 11, the final season, quite interesting. So let's go through note by note and talk about each of the characters. So we have 9 people. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, so first things first, Laurie, Judith, and RJ are together. Dog, I think Laurie would take Dog under her wing. Yumiko is raising Herschel with Ozzy. They're not a couple, but they're basically raising Herschel Jr. And Princess is, of course, here. So that's pretty cool. Alright. So. Yeah. I'll just add Elijah. We'll add Elijah to the wheel before we get to Commonwealth and talk about Pope and Leah. Okay, so we've got Elijah. But there's no Lydia, so I guess we had Elijah to the wheel. So, okay. So we got Leah, who's missing. We got Pope, and that's all main antagonists. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. We're back, and we're on season 11, and this is the Pope stuff. So, let's just quickly go into season 11 deaths, okay? So final season, the deaths. Are you ready? So season 11, we got the Gage death, okay? So we got the Gage death. So we add Princess and Elijah later on, but who gets the gauge death? So we got very little characters now, so I'm not going to do the gauge death quite yet. We're going to add Anna, Princess, and Elijah to the group. So we'll add... that was a different video. Lori, Carl, Judith, RJ, Herschel, Yumiko, Ozzy, Anna, Dog Princess, and Elijah. So I think it says, I'm talking about Eli because I'm not sure it's about Elijah. Okay, so we'll just spin that. We've got 11 characters. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Okay. And this is the Pope stuff. So got Luke, Rosita, the Jules Death, and Gage. So we got Leah, we got Pope. So the question is, who kills Pope? And at this point, Pope and Leah kill someone, which is the Gage Death. So who gets killed by Pope? Now they get killed on the supply mission, and we will make this work. Oh no! So Anna ends up getting the Gage Death. So who kills Pope? So she was only introduced this season and now we've lost her already. So sad. So who kills Pope? Now it can't be... Well, it can be Princess because she's already in the season, and it can be Elijah. Apparently Ozzy is the one to end up kill Pope. Now who kills Leah? And this person is of course Leah's brother. Right, so this girl went out with Leah and was given dog, which will be lost. Now, if it's one of the children, we can't have that. We will make it work, okay? It can't be RJ. It can't be RJ. It can't be RJ. So, who else? Who could it be? Who could it be, actually? So we got Lori, Ozzy, or Yumiko, and Princess Elijah. It can't be Dog. Okay, so this person who kills Leah. Who is it? Alright, I quite like that. So apparently the whole time, Lori has been going out with Leah, right? And she ends up killing her. So Lori has lost her final love interest of the season. Or we could have it rather than them being like a Daryl, and maybe Ozzy was going out with her and Lori actually killed her. So we'll say that. Something like that, okay? I'm not quite sure. But basically, we have the Lance death. Sebastian. So who kills Sebastian, right? So we add Tommy and we add Mercer. Now I forgot who gets bitten on the arm. Who gets their arm crushed? Who gets the Aaron treatment? And then who gets the Lydia one? Oh, so Yumiko gets bitten. Okay. She becomes comic Rick Grimes. One arm, and then who ends up saving someone, okay? If it's Carl or Lori, we can make this work. Now, I will allow it to be Lori. Oh, why? So, Yumiko has no arms. So, Yumiko got bitten twice in this version. So, she lost her arm in season 10. And then she gets bit trying to save someone. Who does she save? Right. Who does she save in the season 11? So she ends up saving Judith. I quite like that. So in this version, Lori is like, I'm sorry, Yumiko, we have to cut the other arm off. And then Lori in season 10, they're like, her arm's been crushed, and they're like, we have to cut it off. There's no other way. And they're like, no. She's like, sorry, girl. And then she ends up saving Judith, and she's like, oh, damn. And then she's got a robotic arm at this point, but then she ends up getting 2 robotic arms because she lost both of her. She got bitten twice. So that's quite interesting. No arms. That's just a note. It's not to. It's nothing personal. It's just a note. So, Sebastian, who does kill Sebastian? Okay. So this is interesting. Sebastian will die at this point. We lose Sebastian. So apparently Tomi, Yumiko's brother, is the one to kill Sebastian. Now we also have to add Max, okay, who is the sister of... No, I forgot about her. So who kills Lance? Who kills Lance? Right, so who kills this guy? Lance. I don't like Skater at all. I'm pretty good. I'll be glad when he's gone. So who? I just don't like Lance. I really didn't like the Skater. So who kills Lance is the question. And then we will flip a coin on Pamela Milton's fate. Okay. Oh, so it ends up being Judith. Is it Judith or Laurie? So Laurie ends up deciding, you know what, screw this. He's too dangerous. We'll just kill him. So we got RJ, we got Herschel, Yumiko, Laurie, Mercer. Okay. And we've got 1, 2. And now we have to talk about the Jules death, the Luke's death, and the Rosita death. Now the question is, who gets shot in the finale? Okay. Who gets shot? So this person will have a name. Oh no! So Ozzy ends up getting shot in the finale, okay? So who gets the Jules death? Who gets the Jules death and gets devoured by walkers? Oh no! Elijah. Elijah ends up getting killed, so he ends up getting devoured. Okay. Who gets the Luke death? Who has to get the leg cut off and dies from blood loss? Okay. Who is it? So who is it? No! No! That's a worse death for Carl. I refuse this death. Carl's immune. Carl's immune for all seasons, so it can't be Carl. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. RJ is also immune. Okay. Alright, so in this finale, we flip a coin. Does Carl lose his leg, or do we give the death to someone else? Heads, yes. Tails, we give it to someone else. Okay, Carl loses a leg, so 1 leg Carl. So Carl, he's lost a leg. Alright, so in this timeline, he's got 1 leg. So Carl loses a leg, okay. But, so Luke does die. And then we got the Rosita, so we end up losing Luke. Now, Ozzy is shot at this point. Carl's lost a leg. Yumiko is also immune and RJ, and Ozzy's been shot. So these are the only characters who can die. So who gets the Luke death? So this character's just devoured by walkers then, instead of losing a leg. No! Yumiko. Yumiko had a cool arc, actually. She got her arm crushed, and she lost her arm saving Judith. Okay. So who gets the Rosita death? Who's our season finale? Carl's immune to all seasons. Carl's immune to all seasons. Toby. Carl is immune for all seasons, so he cannot die. Carl cannot die. Carl's immune. Okay. Okay, so Max is apparently our season finale death. Pretty shocking for this character. So Carl loses a leg. Judith, he loses an eye. Judith also, he loses an eye and a leg. I forgot that. So he lost an eye and a leg, didn't he? 1 leg Carl and one eye Carl. So we got 1 eye Carl, 1 leg Carl. Judith, I think she didn't get anything actually. Ozzy gets shot in the finale. Tomi, he's devastated about his sister, and we'll flip a coin. Tomi loses Yumiko, and flip a coin. Does Pamela Milton survive? Heads yes, tails no. Okay, so no. Who kills Pamela Milton in the season finale? Alright. So this can be anyone. Who kills Pamela Milton? Ooh, Laurie. After Carl got bit. And after all that, Laurie ends up killing Pamela Milton. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. So I hope you enjoyed this one, because I really did. Carl has an amazing arc in this story. He protects Judith. RJ was just kind of there. He did okay. Judith and Herschel. I guess the kids are still here in the finale. Because I wanted to give like the main kids immunity, so I just thought, well, I can, I was like, we'll do this. So I think it makes more sense. Ozzy is raising Herschel in the finale. Princess and Mercer are a couple. To be honest, Ozzy is in hospital. I imagine that they're now raising Herschel Jr. They've adopted a son, I'm gonna say. Tommy, he's still devastated about his sister. So this is the Survivors and Laurie's group. I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, peace and farewell. I also forgot to mention the Arat stuff, when she dies. We can just say it was Carl, because I think Sydney already died in her finale. So, yeah, Sydney, where does Sydney go? Sydney, when did Sydney die? Yeah, she died in season 9, so we can just say that, that she did the Arat thing, like in canon, okay? And, yeah, peace and farewell.